But without further ado, I want to get to my good friend from PJ Media, Patrick Poole. How are you, Patrick?
Doing well. Thank you.
Great. I was excited to have you on. So, Patrick, you look at what's going on right now. We've been saying this for some time. I mean, arming the Kurds doesn't make any sense. They are going to get annihilated. Arming some faction in Syria makes no sense. That thing is going on forever. We're involved in a religious war. Now we're getting some reports that, Patrick, we heard earlier that as ISIS comes into towns and villages, that young people are cheering them. These are the same people that we're trying to liberate from them not coming in. Nobody knows who's on what side. Why the hell are we there?
Well, I mean, for some obvious reasons, the Middle East has been historically where we get a lot of our oil. We have a number of allies in the region, and we've got a lot of Americans in the region. People who say, well, we just need to pull out. I mean, that's basically declaring open season on Americans. I mean, we're old enough to remember the 1970s and 80s when Palestinian terrorists were hijacking Americans, kidnapping Americans, killing Americans, basically with impunity. And it wasn't until the Reagan administration, when we began to take terrorism seriously, that Americans were able to again be safe, at least for a short period of time, in some of these areas. So I mean, we're at the point in human history where we just can't pull up the drawbridge. We live in a global society with a global economy. And Americans need to be able to operate around the world.
That all sounds robust, and it sounds great on the radio. But what it means is young men and women dying coming home with no arms and no legs and body bags. For what reason? So, Patrick, my question to you straight up is, what do you suggest we do? Do we need 50,000 troops in there? Do we need 100? Do we simply need to say, well, we're going to have a presence of U.S. troops in the Middle East in perpetuity, just like we have in Germany and Japan? What's the end game here? What is victory here? What is the neocons can't even tell me, as can't President Obama, what does victory look like?
Well, we certainly know what victory doesn't look like, and it's very remarkably identical to what we're seeing. Where Americans are getting chased out of the Middle East and around the world. I mean, American influence is on the wane, and you ask the question, about soldiers coming home. I mean, that's the nature of war. War is the extension of politics, and I mean, this goes. That's not a new equation. I mean, this is what war is about, is exercising and conducing your national power beyond your borders. And I mean, that's nothing. That's not a neocon invention.
So what is victory? Before I send my child there, tell me why I'm sending him to maybe die. Tell me why I'm sending my child. What is going to define victory? The fact that Baghdad doesn't fall, does that define it? What defines it?
Well, at this point, I mean, Baghdad being taken certainly isn't going to protect American interests. If anything, it will send the global terrorists on America like hyenas, and it's not just a matter of American security. We're talking about a global security. I mean, again, I know that you said that it sounds nice on radio, but it's reality. We live in a global society. I've traveled overseas. I've lived overseas. And there are a lot of people who do that. So I mean, I don't want to be traveling in Egypt and getting kidnapped. There's a lot of. So what does victory look like? It's Americans being able to travel and work around the world without the threat of being kidnapped or killed. I mean, that's what victory looks like. So in real terms, what does that mean? Well, at this point, I mean, there is no victory on the horizon. I think the extent of what we can do in Syria and Iraq is a very aggressive black ops assassination kind of program, targeting drones, airstrikes. I mean, but in terms of boots on the ground, at this point, it's kind of the horses are already out of the barn.
Patrick, look,
we've already pulled out of Iraq.
This is like wag the dog at the end of the day. You know it, and I know it's a bunch of nonsense. These people have been fighting over there, Patrick, since 400 A.D. They're going to be fighting for the rest of humanity. Well, anyway, we're out of time, though. Great debate, Patrick. Always a pleasure to have you on.